Jim Sciutto joins us with the very latest. Jim, what are you hearing from your sources?
Well, this is a part of the very broad-based and tough response that Jordan promised once this video came through. These executions part of it, but it's also expected that there will be a military response. And it's very quick. Jordan will say that both of these, al-Rashawi, the failed female suicide bomber, but also this former lieutenant of Abu Musab al-Zarqawi, who was the founder of al-Qaeda in Iraq, which is the predecessor to ISIS, both of them had been sentenced to death before. Death sentences had been commuted in Jordan. There had been a moratorium on executions, which was lifted just last month. So they will say that they were convicted already and they were carrying out sentences that were handed down a number of years ago in the case of al-Rashawi, the failed female suicide bomber in 2006. So that is part of their strong message in response here. The other part, Don, is the message that was conveyed to the president today as Jordan's King Abdullah met with him, and that is that this will do the opposite of cowing Jordan, if that was the intention of this execution, that they will, and the White House impression from those meetings was that they will only steel their efforts, only double down on their commitment to this fight against ISIS.
Jim, did anyone expect a reaction so soon from the Jordanian government?
I think there's a bit of a surprise, and I think that U.S. officials had quietly been urging perhaps a more, if not muted response, just to take time here, not to react too quickly. I mean, you can make an argument that you're playing into ISIS's hands, I suppose, that by getting into the game of an eye for an eye. That said, you have strong demands, and there have been for some time from the Jordanian public for a strong response, and particularly from the tribe of this pilot, which is very powerful in Jordan. They were demanding a response, and you see Jordan responding.
What more should we expect from Jordan, Jim?
I think a military reaction, certainly further participation in the coalition, no backing off, but military strikes, that can't necessarily happen right away because you have to draw up a list of targets, you have to get intelligence to guide you to places that are not just going to be knee-jerk reactions in a military sense, but to targets that are going to, you hope, take a toll on ISIS. But I think that's something to look for as the next step in the coming days.
All right, Jim, stand by. Jumana Karaja joins us from Amman, Jordan. How might this be received, Jumana, by Jordanians as they wake up?
John, this is something that many Jordanians have been calling for. They were this evening. We heard this in Amman a few hours ago when people took to the streets. There has been this call for revenge, and then we heard the government and the military saying that there was going to be retaliation. So the government here, the king, they're under pressure to deliver this response fast. People want to see a reaction straight away, and as Jim was mentioning, this of course includes the tribes of Jordan, the tribe of Ma'ad al-Kasasbeh. The tribes in this country are very important. They are the backbone of support of the Jordanian monarchy. They make up a large part of the Jordanian security forces and the intelligence service. So keeping them happy, keeping them satisfied with the response is something that the Jordanian government and the king have to do right now. The anger we have seen, Don, has been directed at ISIS, this anger on the streets this evening. And the Jordanian government needs to capitalize on that, because otherwise you will start seeing what we have heard in the past week from Jordanians blaming the government for this situation, saying that Jordan should not be taking part in this coalition and fighting ISIS. So we would expect that many people are going to be waking up to this news, and they're actually going to be happy to hear this.